The sun beat down on the unforgiving coast of Key West, a veneer of paradise barely concealing the daily grind of survival and law enforcement. Officer before anyone else, a veteran escaping the soul-sucking confines of an office job for the brutal clarity of the outdoors, patrolled the beach on his ATV. The engine's low growl, a constant counterpoint to the relentless crash of the surf. This was no postcard. It was a battleground against the elements and human folly. Today, the flags were a warning, a stark advisory red, a compromise between yellow caution and double red, signaling high, unpredictable danger. The real threat lurked beneath the waves, an invisible lethal force, the rip current. It began with a flash of frantic movement in the distance, three figures caught thrashing their desperate waves, initially mistaken for casual greeting. The ocean, a vast, indifferent predator, had them. The rescue was a race against time and exhaustion. Before anyone else watched his comms buzzing with the distress call, distressed swimmer at the back porch lifeguards on scene. Lifeguard Brian, a known asset and relentless swimmer, was on it, but the current was merciless. The victim, conscious but utterly defeated, confessed later, "I just got sucked in." My friend, he knows a lot more than I do. He's just trying to keep me calm because I can't. It's scary. It's super scary. You can't swim. The true danger was not the immediate drowning, but the chilling aftershock dry drowning, where inhaled water becomes a slow, insidious killer hours later, trapped in the lungs. The successful retrieval of the victims was a momentary truce with the sea fire, and EMS ultimately canceled, as the trio was brought to shore alert, but shaken. Before anyone else knew that this near-death experience, a common tragedy in the beautiful, deceptive ocean, was just the beginning of his shift. The scene shifted abruptly from natural chaos to manufactured mayhem, a call to a vacation rental, a manager demanding the eviction of 6 spring breakers. This was a classic hotel eviction, a routine deployment where youth arrogance and alcohol collide with property rights and neighborhood civility. The officers were met with aggressive defiance. A male spring breaker, convinced of his own impunity, stood on the sidewalk arguing that he was untouchable. "I want to know that I'm getting refunded my $10,000." He demanded, conflating civil dispute with criminal complaint. When ordered to retrieve his belongings, he refused, escalating the confrontation. "Can I ask what I'm being arrested for trespassing?" "I'm standing on the sidewalk," he challenged. The officer's reply was terse and absolute. "We told you to go inside, grab your stuff, and you're refusing, a clear indicator of the impending charge." The manager, desperate to be a good steward to the neighborhood, defended the strict rules, no parties, noise sensors, age limits against the reckless entitlement of the guests. The group was forced out their $500 a head suite rental in ruins, leaving behind a typical, disgusting spring break mess. The officer sent them off with a chilling final warning. "You could get the same thing happen to you in another place. I don't know how rowdy you guys can't when you have fun. But you know, that could happen again." Later, patrolling the open water, a new threat emerged, a distress signal from the Coast Guard, a capsized jet ski. The water was rough and the currents were ripping, a deadly combination for younger folks that are new boaters. They found the riders in the water safe, but struggling to remount the overturned vessel. This pervy incident, as the officer noted, was a near fatal lesson in the unforgiving nature of the sea, exacerbated by inexperience. The patrol continued, shifting to the labyrinthine tourist area of Duval Street. The target, the Piano Man, a street performer whose amplified music was too loud, sparking a gallery owner's complaint. The confrontation was immediate. The performer, Kevin, a self-proclaimed Christian artist who played a genre of classical poetry, was a wandering man living in his car, oblivious to the city's ordinances. He faced 2 critical violations: obstructing the city sidewalk, an arrestable offense, and lacking the necessary street performer permit. "A wheelchair can't get through here." "It's against the law," the officer stated, underscoring the severity. The officer pointed to a woman with a walker, forced dangerously toward the curb, demonstrating the criminal negligence of the obstruction. Kevin, stunned, pleaded ignorance. "I've been doing this in every city, and no one ever said anything to me." The officer's chilling reply was the essence of the jurisdiction's cold, hard reality. "Welcome to Key West, sir." The stakes were raised further with the reveal of another ordinance violation. "We don't allow any camping in the vehicle, sir." After confirming Kevin's clean record, the officer offered a reprieve, a warning documented in directions to the only place he might perform Mallory Square, a legal battleground for regulated talent. The final patrol brought the officers back to the beach despite double red flags. The highest danger warning the shore was the most packed they had seen it all year. The relentless combination of beauty and danger continued the officers on the hunt for underage drinking. A group of girls from Tennessee claiming to be soccer players on spring break were found with alcohol. The tension dissipated when they produced their IDs, all over 21. They were squared away, prepared, and legal. It was a brief moment of anticlimax in a day, defined by near tragedy and confrontation, a constant low-grade emergency under the relentless glare of the sun.